Sorry. Let's call this. Yes. Please call the roll. No, I did. You hear me? No, say it. I will be. So, good evening, everyone. I call this meeting officially to order. Madam Clerk, let's call. Okay. I call this meeting to order. Please stand for the flag. Flag of allegiance to the flag of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we call the meeting to order. We have the flag salute, and now please a statement of the public.
This meeting was called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Act. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Union County Local Source in the Star Ledger on January 20th, 2026. In addition, copies of the notice get posted on the bulletin board in the Eastboro building and on the township's website. A copy of the notice is available to the public. Is on file in the office of the clerk. Notices on the bulletin board have remained continuously posted. If proper notice having been given, the township clerk shall include this statement in the minutes of the meeting.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. At this time, please call the roll.
Bonanno. Present. Cook.
Present.
De Silva.
Present.
Joyner is excused. Lofton.
Present.
Vice President Fierstein.
Present.
Council President Garrettson.
President.
You have quorum.
Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to start again with our proclamations. Madam Clerk, could you read the 4 resolutions or proclamations that the record, please?
Proclamation recognizing January as National Human Trafficking Prevention Month 2026. Whereas January is recognized as Human Trafficking Prevention Month, a time to learn the signs of human trafficking and strengthening our shared commitment to end this crime. And whereas this month honors the efforts of individuals and organizations committed to preventing human trafficking, uplifts the voices of survivors, those whose lives were lost to this Action Act of 2000, affirmed the national priority of preventing trafficking, protecting victims, and prosecuting traffickers. These principles are now used by countries around the world. And whereas while human trafficking can affect people of all backgrounds, individuals experiencing abuse, violence, economic hardship, housing instability, or social isolation face a heightened risk of exploitation. And whereas human trafficking is closely linked to other forms of violence and exploitation, and is often driven by shared conditions, including limited access to resources and environments that fail to provide safety and support. And whereas human trafficking, including forced labor and sex trafficking, threatens public safety, violates human rights, and harms millions of adults and children worldwide. And whereas the United States Department of Labor has identified 158 goods from 77 countries that are believed to be produced using child labor or forced labor in violation of international standards. And whereas national data indicate that Black women and girls account for approximately 40% of women trafficked in the United States, while about 24% are Latina, LGBTQ+ individuals, particularly transgender women of color, and also disproportionately impacted by sex trafficking. And whereas an estimated 27.6 million people remain vulnerable to traffickers who often exploit poverty, instability, and crisis. Now therefore be it resolved by the governing body hereby proclaims January 2026 as National Human Trafficking Prevention Month in the Township of Hillside and encourages all residents to learn the signs of trafficking and to join in efforts to protect the freedom and well-being of every person.
Thank you. And the next proclamation, please.
Recognizing January as Muslim Heritage Month in the Township of Hillside, New Jersey. Whereas on April 29th, 2023, former Governor Philip D. Murphy signed Joint Resolution Number 6 by the Senate and the General Assembly of the State of New Jersey designating the month of January of each year as Muslim Heritage Month. And whereas Muslims first arrived in North America along with enslaved Africans, whom historians estimate 30% were Muslim, their Islamic beliefs and practices contributed in numerous ways to the founding of our nation, including courageous and dedicated military services in every major war, including the American Revolutionary War. And whereas the Township of Hillside will continue to partner and support the Muslim community. And whereas designating January as Muslim Heritage Month will help highlight the many achievements and successes of Hillside's Muslim community and further inspire young generations to contribute towards the prosperity of our beloved township. And whereas the Township Council is proud to celebrate the designation of January each year as Muslim Heritage Month. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Township Council of the Township of Hillside shall designate the month of January of each year as Muslim Heritage Month.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And our next proclamation, please.
Proclamation for the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Whereas Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. devoted his life to advancing equality, social justice, and opportunity for all, and challenged all Americans to participate in the never-ending work of building a more perfect union. And whereas in the history, a great leader really stood beside us, who had such strong convictions and great dreams for the future welfare of the American people, as did Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And whereas this determined man struggled and died for the cause of justice, freedom, and equality. And whereas Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., when awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in December of 1964 because of his nonviolent fight against racial injustice, stated, "This award is a profound recognition that nonviolence is the answer to crucial political and moral questions of our time. The need for man to overcome oppression and violence without resorting to violence and oppression." And whereas Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a great civil rights leader, is honored and remembered each year throughout the nation through prayer and civic services on MLK Day. And whereas each of us can and must contribute by making our communities better with increased opportunities for all of our citizens. Now therefore, I, Mayor Andrew Hyatt, and the Township Council of the Township of Hillside do hereby February 19th, 2026 as Martin Luther King Day. I hereby urge the residents to recognize the efforts on this special day to incorporate the beliefs and dreams of this great man that diversity needs to be embraced, and to reflect on Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s own words. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And our final proclamation for the month of January.
International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Whereas International Holocaust Remembrance Day is observed annually on January 27th, commemorating the liberation of Auschwitz, Birkenau concentration camp in 1945, and honoring the memory of the 6 million Jews and millions of other innocent victims who were systematically murdered by the Nazi regime and its collaborators during the Holocaust. And whereas the Holocaust stands as one of the darkest chapters in human history, marked by unspeakable acts of hatred, anti-Semitism, racism, and dehumanization, the consequences of which continue to reverberate across generations and throughout the world. And whereas remembrance of the Holocaust is essential not only to honor the victims and survivors, but also to educate future generations about the dangers of indifference, silence, and the normalization of hatred and bigotry. And whereas International Holocaust Remembrance Day serves as a solemn reminder of the responsibility of governments, institutions, and individuals to stand against anti-Semitism, racism, discrimination, and all forms of hatred, and to safeguard democratic values, human dignity, and the rule of law. And whereas the Township of Hillside recognizes the importance of historical memory and moral responsibility and affirms its commitment to fostering tolerance, mutual respect, and understanding among all residents of the community. Now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the Township of Hillside do hereby recognize January 27th as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Be it further resolved that the township honors the memory of Holocaust victims, pays tribute to the survivors and liberators, and reaffirms its commitment to combating anti-Semitism, hatred, and intolerance in all forms. Be it further resolved that the township encourages residents, schools, and community organizations to observe this day through education, reflection, and dialogue, so that the lessons of the Holocaust are never forgotten and never again remains the living moral imperatives.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk. On behalf of the entire council, thank you for the submissions, as well as Madam Mayor Hyatt for contributing to these outstanding proclamations for the month of January. At this time, we are going to move to the next item, which is the payment of bills. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do payment of bills first. Is there a motion? There's been a motion and properly seconded. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Bonanno,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joiner's excuse, Lofton,
Yes.
Kirstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson,
Yes.
carried.
At this time, we're going to go to public comments. Briefly, that's been one of the requests, and then we're going to go into closed session. So at this time, is there a motion to go into public comments?
Motion. Second.
There's been a motion and properly seconded. Please call the roll.
Bonanno,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De
Yes.
Joiner's excuse, Lofton,
Yes.
Council Vice President Kirstein, Council President Garrettson,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. At this time, we have all of our directors who are present. Our Madam Mayor is also present. We ask that if you have a question on any non-agenda items, please come forward. Seeing that. At this time,
Close public comments.
second, there's a motion properly seconded, and the clerk is. Brooke, would you like to call the roll?
Councilwoman Brown? Yes. Councilman Cook?
Yes.
Councilman De Silva?
Yes.
Councilman Jordan is excused. Council, Vice President Pearson, or, sorry, Lawson.
Yes.
Council Vice President Pearson.
Yes.
And Council President Erickson.
Yes. At this time, we will move to the next item, which is the closed session.
Motion to go to executive session. Second.
There's been a motion on property second, please call the roll. Are all in favor? All in favor? So it's been properly motioned and seconded, and all in favor, we're gonna go into closed session. Madam Clerk, do you want to read what the items that we're gonna go in closed session for, please?
Council President, I'm unaware of that.
The one that we talked about, you said that it was for items that were on the agenda.
Item personnel. Council President, you just need to state that it's matters of personnel to be going to.
So the closed session again, we just voted on it, but the items are going to be for personnel items. So at this time, you can repeat that. Provide, the packets have been provided, and Madam Mayor will ask you to join us in the closed session, please.
I appreciate that. Okay. That was so fair. He ain't there all the time. He's only an associate member, not a member. Yeah. Look at where you go. But you don't want my shit. But I would. I don't want to know a lot of things. Yes. He put fire in it. But still. It was at the senior center. I'm going to play. Oh, we should have put it on. I don't know, guys. It's nothing. It's still night. Yeah. Also with the snowstorm. Yeah. Yeah, okay, It's, you don't get it. You gotta dig deep to bring that. It's like, when you do something wrong, the next one is you continue, and nobody really don't, that was in, that's a deep hole, it's gonna take a lot of cleaning to get it out. You know, somebody goes sides, when you go to home. Just weird. That's good. That's fine. Yeah. What about being spares?
That's something. Thank you. Like that. Right there. So it doesn't turn out as an option. You gotta be. Thank you for your patience. We are going to resume our meeting in just a moment. I'm gonna let us know when you're ready. Right, thank you. So is there a motion to come back from our executive session? Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We will now resume the items on our agenda. The first item is a walk-on item. Can I have a motion and what that item is, please?
A motion authorizing emergency temporary budget appropriation for total sum of $8,937,461.80.
There's been a motion and properly seconded. At this time, Madam Clerk, could you call the roll?
Motion was by Cook, second was by De Silva.
Yes.
Yes.
Benado,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joiners excused, Lofton,
Yeah.
Council Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
At this time, we're gonna go back to our resolution, starting with the first resolution. Madam Clerk, could you please read in the first item?
Resolution R 2610, tax authorizing credit of veteran deduction.
Motion.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joyner's excused, Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item.
Resolution R 2611, tax authorizing refund of premiums for tax sale certificates.
Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
There's been a motion and properly seconded. Please call the roll. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joyner's excused, Lofton,
Yeah.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item, please.
Resolution R 2612, resolution ratifying and confirming the appointment of the Township Business Administrator and Chief Financial Officer.
Council President. Comment, can I speak?
We're in the middle of a vote. So at this time, is there a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
There's been a motion and properly second. Are there any questions from the council? Seeing none, please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Abstain.
Joyner's excused, Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein,
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item, please.
Resolution R 2613, resolution appointing Township Attorney for the Township of Hillside.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Any questions? Please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joyner is excused, Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Resolution R 2614, appointing Director of Health for the Township of Hillside.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
There's been a motion properly seconded. Please, excuse me. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joyner is excused, Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Next item, please.
Resolution R 2615, resolution appointing ninth municipal court prosecutor.
Motion.
There's
Second.
been a motion and a second. Are there any questions? Please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joyner is excused, Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
And our next item, please, number 7.
Resolution R 2616, resolution appointing a zoning officer for the Township of Hillside.
Motion.
Second.
Who was the first motion?
Lofton.
Lofton, and seconded by?
Banana.
Are there any questions? Okay, please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joyner is excused, Lofton,
Yes.
Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Our final resolution for the evening.
Resolution R 2617, confirming the appointment of the Township Legislative Research Officer.
Motion.
Second.
There's been a motion and properly seconded. Any questions? Okay, please call the roll.
Banana,
Yes.
Cook,
Yes.
De Silva,
Yes.
Joyner is excused, Lofton,
Yes.
Council Vice President Fierstein.
Yes.
Council President Garrettson.
Yes.
Carried.
Thank you so much. At this time, that is the action items on our agenda for the evening. At this time, I will ask our mayor to come forward. She is standing with our directors. There was a storm. I'm gonna get to it. There are directors that are present this evening. We are very happy to see all of the representatives from this particular committee that can stand before the township to talk about the impending storm and any other items that might be pressing. So is there a motion at this time to go to public to hear our mayor and the directors speak prior to any of our residents?
Second.
So there's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Madam Mayor. Hi, thank you for joining us this evening with the directors. Thank you for your leadership and bringing them with you. We appreciate you being here this evening and we appreciate the work you've done the last few days of the storm. As we all as a community, we all had to be neighborly. So thank you for being here this evening.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Council Vice President, and full body of the council. Thank you, everyone. I'm starting to have my back to you guys. I just want to say thank you to all of our departments that just look at everyone. So OEM, fire, police, and DPW. When I tell you that every single department did an amazing job. They went above and beyond. They came in early, they stayed late. The communication was the biggest piece of what took place over the last few days. There was a lot of snow. And if it was not for each of these directors and each of their teams, we wouldn't be able to drive through the streets in the way that we have been able to. So I want to say a hearty thank you to all of the employees for everything that you did and everything that you endured, because they did a great job. As far as the upcoming storm, we don't have that much information yet, but I can tell you we will follow the same process that we followed last week. What we did was we got all of the department heads in a room. We met as close to the coming storm as possible, and they talked about the plan of action. Ms. Mary Tompkins oversees OEM. She was able to give all the updates related to utilities, all types of emergency phone numbers and things of that nature. The relationships with both the county and the state, she was able to provide all of that information so that we would be ready ahead of the storm. DPW was able to lay out the snow removal plan and in emergency situations, how they would get to people on the secondary streets if they had not been plowed. Police and fire operating beautifully. So even in the midst of snow, because their protocols are always in place, police were able to address accidents, any issues that were the result of cars, motor vehicles in the snow, and our EMTs and fire department as well. So we will use that same process. There were some minor things we might want to tweak, but for the most part, it's a very good process. And we'll do the same thing. We will also keep residents informed. So the way that we were able to inform residents this time, we use the county system and their resources, which includes text messaging. They also have a system that allows us to send out emails, and they do it for us. Additionally, each of the departments posted on their pages. So I believe police and fire did post, if I'm in the great posts correctly. I did a post on Facebook, I did a live video, and we tried to disseminate information to people and ask them to share it throughout the communities. So we'll follow that same process, and by Friday evening, we should be able to do that and get information out to all of the residents. Our greatest ask is that if you can, please move your vehicles off the streets before the snowfall begins. Because if you move the vehicles off the street, we can plow curb to curb and then you can park. But if you keep your vehicles in the parking spaces, we can't plow curb to curb. And then when we plow and it's up against your vehicle and you clean your car and you throw the snow into the streets, now the plows have to come back through and try to plow through the street. So our two greatest asks, if you can move your vehicles out of the parks that are on the street, you can park in municipal lots that are near you. But if you're on the street and if we see you throwing snow into the street, this time you will be ticketed.
Thank you.
And the reason is public safety. Thank you so much.
Well, we actually have a couple of questions.
Oh, I'm
Maybe
sorry.
some questions that council members have. One question I have, in looking at the list of streets, the primary streets, and looking at the number of residents that now live in Hillside, it is an increasing number of residents who are challenged by parking on one side of the street, not both sides of the street, or even almost like a checkerboard on the streets. Could we maybe have the police talk about some of the current streets? And one thing I want to employ the council to do, to perhaps look at what are streets in your immediate vicinity that may need additional listings. Because I think as we increase our population in Hillside, we need to look at, is that list still accurate? Or do we need to expand that list? That might be something we can legislate and all look at. But perhaps police could maybe share, any thoughts that they have on that as well.
Yeah, so off the top of my head, I
And
don't.
please introduce yourself to everybody who's here tonight,
I'm
just in case.
Lieutenant Matthew Cove, I'm the officer in charge of Hillside Police Department. So off the top of my head, I don't have a complete list of every snow route street, but it is
There's a
something.
list, I think that was posted from, on Facebook.
Was it over here?
I'm saying there was something posted, I think,
Oh, you used,
but we can come.
Yeah.
It's currently an ordinance.
right, it's dictated by ordinance, but to your point, that's something that we could talk about, maybe updating it.
Yes,
Over the years, obviously, the residents' volume in Hillside has grown substantially, so that is something that we could put our heads together and talk about.
outstanding.
Yep.
So that's again, council members, as we live in our respective areas, we can look at, are there streets that look like they need to be added or amended? So it's something that we can put on our agenda. Thank you.
Yep.
Officer Code, are there other questions from council members?
Just one quick question, for DPW is, was the issue in my ward where you have certain streets that are like on the borders of other cities, like, Sager Place, or by the Wolf Space and the end of Leslie, where it's a one-way, some people, you did get them, so you got, they were just wondering, like,
Yeah, there's no problem with us pushing into the, where it's questionable,
yeah.
whether it's urban.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Anthony Russamano, Public Works Director. We have no issue working along with Irvington or any other adjoining town. Obviously, we're not going into their street, but where we can help them and they help us, that's not an issue.
Okay, that's one, but some residents, I mean, you did get to their areas eventually, but some residents, there's concern, they say they're always forgotten. But he just wanted somebody to say something.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilman Cook. Are there other questions from councilman to any of for the mayor or any of the directors present regarding this motion? Seeing none. Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. Thank you, directors, for being able to be present, but also being responsive to this particular storm and the work that we've done. But again, let's reiterate that with the storm, we have to be neighborly. We have to think about not throwing snow back into the middle of the roads because it is very challenging to get through those streets. We can see what's still impacted today. If you see a lot of snow in the middle of the street, it means we didn't comply. But one of the things I really encouraged was working with your block, working with your neighbors, trying to all park on one side or another, and really coordinating because we're all in it. So in the middle of a storm, we are also faced with having to dig out as well. But thank you for your work. It is not simple work. We still have work to do, but we do hope that we can get through this next iteration of the storm.
Thank you for having us.
So at this time, we did have one public comment and we did engage the public. Are there any questions that any residents have for any of the directors that are present or the council? Come on up. And you. Please state your name.
Al Mayo, Voice of the Voiceless, 1424 Liberty Ave. Congratulations, everybody. My question, I think the first one is for the police department. I've noticed that nobody's giving tickets on street cleaning day. I'm a senior, I'm handicapped, and I hop out my house every street cleaning day, move my car when I'm ill for nothing, and I don't appreciate it. So I don't know why, is the department shorthanded for giving tickets? This has been going on for years, at least 2. And we're complaining we don't have money, we're not trying to make money. So there's a means to make money, but we aren't doing it, so I don't know what is the problem.
So tonight, what we'll do is we're gonna record these comments, and we are gonna give the administration a moment to be able to hear what the concerns are, and then at our next meeting, we'll be able to have hopefully some.
Okay, I have other issues, but that was my main one, and I'll make a list for the next time.
Thank you.
You're
Look
welcome.
forward to your future engagement.
Thank you.
Any other questions from any residents or non-residents who are present? Please come forward. Good evening.
Good evening, Lisa McDuffie, 1576 Maple Avenue. I have a question regarding when you plow. Is there a way, it may be challenging, to be able to let the residents know on those certain streets, hey, we're getting ready to plow, so everybody could move their cars off the street at the time of the plow. It takes a second or two to plow, then they can park those cars back where they need to park them so that both sides, because right now when you're driving, there's only, it's like a one-way street. You have to either wait for that car to come down or wait for that car to come up. So if there was an idea, I'm pretty sure it may be next to impossible to do, but for each borough, I can't think of the word, but yeah, for each ward, thank you. That if we know that such and such is plowing on Woodruff Avenue at whatever, at least give the residents time, have the police ride by, loudspeakers saying, listen, everybody move their cars, whatever. That would make it a little bit better, a little bit wider.
Thank you so much, Ms. Duffy. We actually, there are some technology tools that do that. It may not be something that we currently do, but it's something that the director is here now, so we will definitely seek what are some things, what are some potential options. Thank you for the suggestion. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody.
My name is Shalia White, and I'm concerning the parking and the snow and the streets. On every street, I talk about my street, Hiawatha. It's people coming from around Leslie Street on the corner, Hillside Avenue. Everybody is parking on every street. So it's really no parking. People have driveways, they're not parking in their driveways. I have a small driveway that I made. So I'm not able to tell the people that rent and my children, you know, to park your cars somewhere else, because even when they come in at night from work, they don't have parking spaces because people bring in buses, school vans, everything is coming on the block. And it is, Hillside is getting a lot of new people coming in. They may not know the rules or regulations in Hillside, but something needs to be done about that. Even the snow plowing. I had to get the snow and throw it back in the street. I'm sorry. Because my whole car, they pushed that snow all the way across from end to end. I couldn't get in the doors. So I had to plow the stuff off my doors and stuff in order to get in my car. So I don't know if they're gonna come back through or if they're gonna come, you know, the person came through my street maybe 3 times, which was good. And they did a beautiful job, but I'm just saying, it's a lot going on the Hillside with the parking and stuff. So
What else the director, because that has been a steady question from several residents. I know the storm is over, but will the trucks be returning? And again, there's several layers to that question. So I do think we should allow the department, the mayor, to be able to explore what are some realistic options for the residents. Some of the parking, some of the non-residential cars that are parking and taking up spaces. So there are a number of things that the council can also share with you. But at this point, the question specifically, will there be another pass-through of the trucks to get the snow that's currently there, or will we have to wait till the next?
No, we will continue traveling every ward or district until the snow is completely gone. The issue is, though, as like Shalia brings up, people aren't moving their cars. The mayor and I had a conversation, and we'll be talking to OEM and the police and fire department. We have to make a decision at some point, late tomorrow afternoon, because if this storm really is coming, they're talking about, there'll probably be a lot of unhappy residents because we're going to be forced to push their snow back into the driveway.
But we're not going to say they're unhappy. We're going to speak something different. We're going to say that we're going to have a plan where we can actually communicate what is the expectation. And as stated, this is not normal snow. This is something that is impacting nationally, not just here. So we do have to be vigilant and positive and neighborly. So you have the commitment of the council, but we also want the commitment of the mayor and you to speak positive into what the residents can do. So we want to be a can-do council, so we can really look at how can we be supportive and look at how we can find solutions. So
Well,
we
how-
look forward to the feedback, and we look forward to some direction, and we will do our best to equally communicate. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Are there any other comments from the,
Can I ask DPW something?
let's see if anyone else needs to ask, and then if not, then we will ask you to come back. Are there any other residents who would like to speak? Seeing none, this will be the last one. Come on up. Thank you.
Did you need me to give my name again? Val Mayo, Liberty Ave. My question for DPW is, when, like I said, how when the street cleaning, they don't come by and the police don't ticket. So why aren't they coming by? That's the main thing. They're not cleaning the street. Like I said, I don't appreciate moving my car for nothing. So why aren't they coming consistently? And then my second issue, I live on Liberty, right by Memorial Drive, and I looked out my window. Whoever cleaned Memorial Drive did not do a good job. They could have got closer to the curb. They were so far in the street, it was a car. If they had a cleaned, somebody could have parked. Okay, I looked. I said, they left a parking space uncleaned. So they need to clean better, do a better job, more ways than one. Okay, thank you.
So again, Madam Mayor, we'll give you guys an opportunity to be able to talk with your team and then get back to us.
Would you like me to answer?
This has been addressed. Thank you. We said we will do it next time. All right. She was the last, but now you're the first.
Sorry.
Yes.
Tyrese Outlaw, DPW 274 Hillside Avenue. Tomorrow is bottles and cans.
That was no interruption. She would also tell you that there's a recycling coordinator app that she would like all residents to participate or to join. But we can also, as the council, if you are not familiar with the recycling app, we can get a tutorial or perhaps at our next meeting, perhaps even display that particular resource. So we want to, again, we want to be a council of action, building off of all of the good work that everyone here. So we want to thank all the residents this evening and the director for being present, and of course, our mayor for being here. At this time, is there a motion to close this public portion of the meeting?
Motion closed.
Oh, you guys want to stay? Pardon? We'll jump
All in
back.
favor?
I know everyone was so, yes, all in favor, please?
Yes.
Aye. Okay, so let me go back to the agenda and make sure that we have completed all the items. So we have done our public comments, we are now at correspondence. And if you could, Madam Clerk, can you please present, there is a wonderful opportunity coming up this weekend. Could you share for the good of the order, what the event is on Saturday?
In partnership with the Township of Hillside and Hillside Public Schools, presents an awareness session for Human Trafficking Awareness Month. 2026 FIFA World Cup coming to our region. How they do it, real life grooming examples, online lure tactics, practical safety tips to all the people you can to come about. If you care about to come and meet us, Saturday, January 31st, 2026, 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Hillside Recreation Center on 274 Hillside Avenue.
All are welcome. So again, thank you so much, Madam Clerk, for being able to be very much engaged in this meeting this evening. Thank you for all of your good work. In the office, Brooke, thank you as well. Are there any other communications this evening? Seeing none, at this time, I'll open up to council remarks. We'll start with Councilman Silva.
May I speak, Council President?
This is actually a council meeting,
So I'm not gonna be allowed to speak at
but
all.
right now we're in council comments. There's no item that says non-council, so we'll go into council remarks.
Can't speak at all. Can't speak at all.
I'm gonna allow the council to speak first.
You have to?
We can, we don't actually, Mr. Parker, could you come up with us? Please, Councilman Silva.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who's here tonight. We know the last couple of days we were rough in our neighborhoods, with all the snow, the impact that we've had, and I know that a lot of people have shoveled the snow back onto the streets. So this was an honor. I appreciate you guys going around, because I know my street, a couple of the blocks, snow back in those streets, because folks were right back in the streets. But other than that, I just, my first experience here in Hillside as a councilman, and I expect to do many more. So thank you for the opportunity.
Councilman Cook.
I just want to take this moment to thank you all for coming out in this weather and in the snow, and I want to thank all of you, the police department, fire department, and DPW, because that was an extraordinary storm, your performance was extraordinary also. I want to say to DPW, I'm walking in South Orange, Maplewood, Millburn, you guys did a much better job than him, so congratulations to you.
Councilwoman Banana.
I just want to thank you all for coming out on this frigid night. Be safe, stay warm, prepare for Saturday, the impending storm, if we get it or not. I did have one question because I did receive several text messages from a resident on Hollywood Avenue, Marie Medeiros, asking about the Blue Ribbon Inn. So she's asking about what she believes are cameras there that were removed. I don't remember cameras being up on Hollywood and facing the Blue Ribbon Inn. Maybe Police Officer Cove can speak to them. Were there ever?
So yeah, we have a mobile camera trailer that we
Okay.
deploy, depending on,
Removed.
well, they're not a permanent fixture, so removed, I don't know if that would be the correct terminology, but we have a mobile camera trailer that we put as needed throughout the city, throughout the township.
So they're no longer there.
They're currently not at the Blue Ribbon. They were at one point in time.
That she felt safer. A lot of the residents on Hollywood Avenue felt safer when they were there. She's an elderly, older woman. She'll kill me. An older woman, and a lot of times she comes home late at night and she just feels
Yep.
intimidated walking to her.
Yeah, I understand it. You could, maybe you could communicate to her that we have many units throughout that area during the night, many patrol cars through there throughout the night. The cameras themselves may be back at one point, but we have to spread it out throughout the town. You got it.
You and I'll share that with.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman. And so now we're all Councilman Wilson.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming out. Get home safe, and God bless you.
And Council Vice President.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank everyone for coming. This is the fullest I've seen a council meeting in a long time. Not just from the public, but from the directors and the mayor. And I think as our first real council meeting, this was excellent. And having the public being able to interact with you individually is something that we've been yearning for and asking for the past couple of years. It makes a difference to the public. This is really impactful. People consider the questions directly to you. And I hope to continue this. And the mayor, I'm so glad to see you here also. It makes a difference seeing you on the other side of the aisle. But definitely, these are steps in the right direction. I know people are posting, people are asking questions, when we change this, once we change that. We need to be patient. There's a lot of work to do. And we hope that we can continue our momentum here. And I want to thank the president of the council here for running an amazing meeting the first time. This is my have a good night.
So I just want to say thank you to all of the council members. We cannot do this. We have to be a united team, working alongside our mayor. We are committed to also supporting the directors in their roles and the work you have to do, but also recognize that the residents and our businesses that we all have to really collaborate and be able to support each other to make Hillside the thriving community that we hope to see. So we really want to look for your input. We want to be able to share what we see and be able to, again, bring it to the mayor and the team so that we can find solutions. That's what we want to be about this particular 2026 and forward solutions. So for every single problem that we have, what is the solution? So when we come to council meetings, just like we're asking questions of the council and the mayor, we want to really look to say, how can we do this together? We will have a very robust look forward of a lot of our committee structures. And we'll be asking folks to get involved. So if you are interested, there'll be applications that are in the clerk's office, but also online. So do look forward to having many of you volunteer, donate some of your time, but also hopefully build some true opportunities. And we really want to make this a mutually beneficial relationship in our town. So thank you, God bless, and have a good evening. Is there a motion to close? That was quicker. So all in favor?
Hi.
Right. Our meeting is concluded. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
So you're not.
That's good. Okay. Oh, yeah, come see me.
Come see me anytime.
Okay, cool.
This is still on.
We could see.
Yes.
I'm coming out after the station.
You say Anthony. You all right? And the door? Yeah.
Yeah.